Hi, my name is Aaron Mortud. I'm the National Sales Manager for Open Range RV, and today I'm very excited to present to you the 2026 Model 211 RKM. This is a brand new floor plan in our lineup and has some really great features. We're going to show the outside and the inside, and hopefully you'll agree with me and go take a look for one of these at one of your local dealerships. All right, so let's start on the outside. Starting on the hitch, we've got a power tongue jack. This is going to be really nice so that you don't have to strain out in the heat on those days where it's just no fun to be cranking on a hitch. A simple button goes up and down. There is a manual override should something happen and the motor doesn't work. There's a manual override that you can put a tool down to crank this up and down, which is great. The next thing that I want to show you here are the 20-pound LP bottles. 20-pound LP bottles are great because you can actually exchange those virtually any gas station in the United States. It's really convenient for you as a camper. Now, something that I want to show to you here that's a little bit unique. Not many manufacturers in the industry do this at all, but we have what we call a frame-through tongue. Okay, most manufacturers, when they put the hitch onto the unit, they simply weld it to the front member there. The problem with that is that creates a weak point. If you overload the front end of your travel trailer, or if you have your hitch set too high, it can put a lot of stress on that weld, and it is not necessarily uncommon for welds to break. So what we do is our hitch goes all the way through the front member of this, and it's integrated into the frame itself. So the hitch is actually welded back inside the frame. So if you're not towing completely level, if you happen to be overloaded a little bit in the front, you really don't have to worry about any structural integrity. We do have diamond plate. This is actual metal diamond plate all across the front. As you're driving, stones happen to be a little bit indiscriminate where they go. So we put it a little bit higher than most manufacturers. Want to make sure that everything on the front is going to stay nice and intact for you and not have any damage from, like I said, from those stones. Okay. As we go around to this side of the travel trailer, when we construct this wall, we use a process called vacuum bonding. Now, in that vacuum bonding process, if you would think about the old seal meal or vacuum bonded food bags, that's actually what we do, is that we take this outer skin, we attach it to a product called Asdel. The great thing about Asdel is that is 100% waterproof. So when we attach that to the skin and then attach that to the wall, then we put that into a huge vacuum machine, again, very similar to a seal mill. We suck all the air out. We let it sit for a period of time. The great thing about that is it makes this virtually impossible to delaminate. So as you've seen used travel trailers, even some newer ones that have the big bubbles on the side, that's from delamination, where the skin is actually coming apart from the substrate in the back, from the Luan panel. So with our vacuum bonding process, we make that virtually an impossible thing for you to have to contend with. Okay? As we walk around here to the front, this is something that you'll appreciate as you own your travel trailer, is that our front door is 30 inches wide. Most travel trailers in the industry are 26 or 28 inches wide. This extra width here, whether it be 2 inches or 4 inches, that 30 inches is going to make it a lot easier to get in and out. It's going to make it a lot easier to bring clothes, groceries, boxes, whatever you may have to take inside. It's just a lot of convenience there. The next feature that I want to show you on the entrance are the steps, the step above by Mortud. The great thing about these steps is they fold up, they're adjustable, they have good sized pads, so that when you set this down, it's a very firm step into this 30-inch wide entrance. They fold up, they lock into place, and then they come back down. We do have an extra large grab handle. Makes that very easy for gaining stability as you go in. Aluminum rims are standard on the Range Lite series. Now, on our tires and wheels, we use aluminum wheels. Gives a little bit better look on the outside and a little bit more stability. The really nice feature about the tires themselves is that they do have a 6-year warranty. That is the longest warranty that's in any travel trailer in the industry. But we also have a really great feature that you're going to appreciate, tire pressure monitoring system. Now, some other brands have that system, but ours is going to be a little bit different because it's actually controlled and monitored by an app on your phone. So as you're driving down the road up in the cab, you can take a look at your app and it'll tell you the heat of your tires, the pressure of your tires, all types of things like that. So it's going to be very, very useful for you as you're traveling and driving. As we walk around here, you can also see the awning is a full-length awning. We try to make this as useful as possible so you can maximize your campsite space. When we come around to the back, we already talked about that we use a vacuum bonded laminating process. We also laminate our end walls. So the structure of our coach is very, very solid. A ladder is standard so that you can get up on top and you can do your routine maintenance of the seals and the openings of your travel trailer. And while we're discussing that, that roof system actually has a 4,500 pound roof load. So you can get up there and do your maintenance with no concern about where you're going to step and whether it's going to be stable and safe for you. The membrane on the top of the roof is made out of PVC material. The great thing about the PVC is that it is indeed maintenance free and it does have a lifetime warranty. So you're really going to appreciate that as you own. If we take a look down underneath, you can see that there's an accessory hitch. Now we can either put this on from the factory, or if you happen to go to a dealer that hasn't put that option on, the bracing is already there, so that hitch can be installed after the fact. That can be an add-on for you that your dealership can put on for you. All right, so why don't we go ahead and take a look inside all the great features on this model. Now we're inside the Model 211 RKM. Now the RKM, if you don't know, actually stands for rear kitchen with a Murphy bed. So we've got a lot of things to talk about up front here. So the Murphy bed is really something that's become very popular over the last few years because it makes a whole lot of sense that you don't take up space with a bed during the day and you've got great seating. So the way that this Murphy bed works, you simply lift up the sofa, lay it down, you pull that little latch, you lay down and you've got a queen size bed. Now, something else that's really nice are mattresses. As you know, mattresses in the RV industry aren't necessarily the greatest mattresses in the world, but we've gone to an upgraded foam mattress that I think you're really going to like. It may not be for every single customer, but it's going to be for the majority. I think you're going to appreciate it. We have some very nice accent lighting behind our arched accent piece. On either side of the queen size bed, we have a pull-out tray. Great spot for your phone chargers, for your Kindle, for your CPAP machine, anything like that. And we do have pop-up chargers in the back, and that is on both sides. Behind our two mirrored wardrobes, we have a rod for hanging. We've got a shelf, and that is indeed a removable shelf, so you can access the maximum amount of space. If you look on both sides, you do have an electrical reset on both sides on the nightstands. So again, you can plug in your CPAP machine or anything like that. Now, as we take a look here at the blinds, pull-down blinds. These are really nice. If you've ever owned a travel trailer before, you know that some of the blinds are, they're not necessarily the world's greatest quality. They have strings that bind up. They get twisted. These are nice roller shades. They go up and down, and the great thing is that they all have a UV barrier on the back side. So that's going to help keep out the sun and the heat, keep your coach a lot cooler during the day. Okay, let's go ahead and look up here towards the front. So here we are in the rear kitchen. As you notice, this is about a 25-foot unit, just a little bit over 25 feet long. And there is a tremendous amount of cabinet space here and a tremendous amount of countertop space. One thing about our cabinetry, all of our doors are real wood. All of our framing is real wood. So you don't have to worry about laminate pieces pulling away. You don't have to worry about paper covered pieces unwrapping. And if you notice too, there are no exposed hinges. All of our hinges are hidden and they are adjustable. So you can make an adjustment if you need to. We have an 11 cubic foot refrigerator. There's huge amount of interior space and a really nice size lower freezer. If you take a look up here, we have a residential faucet with a bronzed finish and a pull-out sprayer, a deep stainless steel bowl, and again, plenty of countertop space. As we look up here into the bathroom, you're going to notice that there's a porcelain toilet. You're going to find that most toilets in the RV industry are made out of plastic. After a period of time, they become brittle, they start to yellow, and they're just not as high quality as they should be. This is going to be like the toilet that you have in your home. Lots of cabinet space. There's a nice linen pantry here. There's a nice medicine cabinet, a 2-door medicine cabinet, storage underneath the sink, plenty of countertop space in the sink. The shower is a nice walk-in shower with a very, very nice retractable shower curtain. As we come up here to the front, plenty of pantry space. Plus, we've covered all your fuse boxes so that isn't open. Your kids can't get into them. You can't accidentally bump them. It's just a lot cleaner look. We have storage with doors underneath the dinette. Your dinette table is actually removable. You're probably familiar with the tables with the 2 metal legs that are a little bit wobbly, and they're what we call knee bangers. You don't have to worry about it with this. This folds up and down very easily, and then this dinette also becomes a bed. Up above the dinette, you have a nice smart TV, so you can stream all of your Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime and things like that. Good storage there, good storage here, with access to your radio and your speakers on the inside and speakers on the outside. And as we look over here across from the dinette and the TV, we have a very nice theater seat with 2 cup holders on each side, storage underneath, and both sides recline. Furniture is made by the Thomas Paine Company, so it is a high quality type of furniture. If you notice in the floor, we do not have any heat registers. We have strategically placed all of our heat registers either in toe kicks or in walls or cabinetry and things like that, so that if you have animals, you're not collecting dust and dirt, and dog hair and things like that. Little kids aren't dropping Cheetos or things like that into them. Just going to create a lot cleaner coach. You also notice that there's no carpet in this unit as well. Going to keep it more fresh smelling. Going to keep it a lot cleaner for you. So those are all the interior and exterior features of the 211 RKM by Open Range RV. If you'd like to learn more about this model, please visit openrangerv.com. Thank you.